kind of like just a barbarian, like Conan the Barbarian. Wow. How much of these cores did I have? Hi guys, Kiju64 here, and today we're going to be talking about movies releasing this year in 2022. We've made it to 2022, guys. Some of these movies probably won't come out. I don't know. Some of these I'm pretty sure are going to get pushed, just like last year. We'll probably have less pushes this year than we did the previous year. Spider-Man has demonstrated that people will go to the theater if there's something worth going to the theater for, and that's the only way to watch it. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm really looking forward to any movie as much as I was Spider-Man this year. But there actually are a couple movies I'm looking forward to. I don't want to use the word anticipated for these 30 movies, because that's a very strong word. So I picked 10 that I would probably classify as anticipated. Some of these I'm anticipating to various degrees, and some of these are just things I think that may be of interest. And we're going to go from there. Let's go and bust open a Coors Banquet, because that's what Johnny would do. Johnny Lawrence of Cobra Kai. Shout out to your beer, which is not the best, but it is very drinkable. It's very drinkable, Johnny. Good suggestion. Let's go ahead and bust this open, have some drinks, and talk about the anticipated movies of 2022. First up is a movie called Moonfall. This is done by Roland Emmerich, the disaster movie guy. Yes, you'll know him from movies like Day After Tomorrow, which was, you know what? I like it. I like disaster movies. I like his disaster movies, okay? They're guilty pleasure movies. Objectively, they're not great movies, but usually they're fun movies. They're fun popcorn movies, and disaster movies are kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I even like 2012, and a lot of people hate that movie. So I watched the trailer for Moonfall. It looks really stupid, but I don't care. I will watch it. It's releasing in February, so it's really close to that January time frame for people who follow movies. January is where studios generally dump movies that they have zero faith in. So January is like the grave for movies. This is February, fairly close to January. So we may have a geostorm on our on our hands instead of a Day After Tomorrow or a 2012. But I'm mildly looking forward to Moonfall. Next up is Uncharted, and this is based on the video game, so you know it's going to be good, because video game movies are always good. They're always okay. Never mind. I was going to do a whole. It doesn't matter. Video game movies suck. We all know video game movies suck. You know what the best video game movie is of all time? Mortal Kombat. We all know that. Well, maybe Street Fighter. Street Fighter may be the best. Maybe Mortal Kombat. One or the other. Uncharted, the trailer doesn't really look very interesting. As far as movie adaptions that could be good, I would have guessed Uncharted would be good. I don't think Tom Holland's a very good casting choice, in my opinion. I like Tom Holland. I think he's too young for the role of Nathan Drake. I know that that's kind of what they're going for with the movie, but regardless, it's a video game movie. I would not say I'm anticipating it in any way, shape, or form. I will probably check it out when it pops up on a streaming service or something, because I don't think I'll pay money to check it out. It's a video game movie, guys. Next up is a movie called Dog, about a dog. You can't say that the title is not to the point. It stars Channing Tatum, and it's a military working dog. This seems to be suffering from PTSD. I did watch the trailer for this. It looks mildly interesting. I have actually, for those who don't know, I was in the military, and I did some work with military dogs for a brief period of time. And by work with, I just meant they were around where I was working. Those military working dogs are no joke. So I'm kind of interested in checking this out. Channing Tatum's usually pretty charismatic in his roles, so I think that it could be a pretty decent movie, pretty decent little movie. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out, actually. Sonic 2. Yes, Sonic 2 is coming out. And you know what? I have not checked out Sonic. Again, it's a video game movie. I've heard it was pretty good. I wanted to go to the theater and support it after the director came out and supported the fans who outcried over the monstrosity of the original trailer. and sunk money into reinvesting into Sonic. The guy's a Sonic fan. He's like, all right, fans don't like this look of Sonic. Let's go fix him and make him look more like the video game character. And that's why I think the movie did well. Positive press. You listen to the fans and the fans will pay you back. Now, I'm not a hardcore Sonic fan or anything like that. And it's a video game movie. And it's, I get tired of seeing this, cartoon and video game characters brought to the real world. I'd be interested just to see Sonic in Sonic's land. Give me Green Hill Zone, but the new one's got Tails and Knuckles, so could be pretty fun. And since it's about to come out in April, I'll check out the first one and then check out the second one. Seems like it deserves support just based on the fact that it listens to the fans, in my opinion. Next up is a movie called Ambulance. This has Michael Bay. This is directed by Michael Bay. Okay. Michael Bay is always a mixed bag for me. Obviously, the explosions and everything, it's kind of a joke, but that doesn't mean he has not made good movies. He's made good movies. I like The Rock, personally. He also did 13 Hours, I think. I think he did the movie 13 Hours, which is actually pretty good, too. So Michael Bay can direct good movies, and this has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, so it could actually be pretty decent. The trailer's not really all that interesting. It seems kind of like a TV movie, in my opinion. The only thing that kind of elevates it is the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, and he's a great actor. So, mild interest in Ambulance. What do you guys think? Next up is a movie called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Wow, what a mouthful. Can we go back to Dog? How about you just name your movie Dog? That's very easy to remember. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. That's the full title for this. And it stars Nicolas Cage, so you know you're going to get some good freak outs because Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is playing a fictionalized version of Nicolas Cage in this movie. That's really all I know about it. That's all I need to know. It's Nicolas Cage. We got to get some freak outs, man. We got to get some Nicolas Cage yelling. Nicolas Cage is just, man, I like Nicolas Cage. I don't know. He's so crazy and over the top. So I think this movie is probably worth checking out just for that. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This is the third Fantastic Beasts movie. The only one I own is the first one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I bought it when it first came out, and it's still wrapped up. I saw it in theaters. I thought it was a pretty good little movie. Nowhere near as good as the Harry Potter movies. It just wasn't. And I didn't like the Johnny Depp reveal at the end because Johnny Depp's so recognizable. It took me out of the movie when I watched it. And then now they're replacing Johnny Depp for dumb reasons, in my opinion. So I just don't care. My interest in it, like the most interesting thing about Fantastic Beasts were the Fantastic Beasts, the interesting creatures that they had and him having to go catch them. And also like Dan Fogel. He's a cool dude. He's in some of my favorite movies. He's a funny guy. But just, yeah, Fantastic Beasts, it's coming out, mild interest, but not really. I haven't even checked out the second one yet, so. Hocus Pocus 2, it's being released. Yes, Hocus Pocus 2. I have the first Hocus Pocus right here. Now, this is a 90s kids Halloween movie. 90s kids will always remember Hocus Pocus. Yeah, I can't believe they're actually coming out with a sequel. They got all the original actresses back to play the three witches. They aren't getting any of the kids back to play their grown-up selves, at least that I read. I don't think that they are. So I felt like that's kind of a missed opportunity. But even Doug Jones is coming back to play the zombie guy. Blanking on his name, man. I don't want to look it up because that'll be... I want to be honest with you guys. I don't remember his name, okay? But anyway, this is just getting a Disney Plus release. It's not even going to theaters, so that has me kind of worried. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. But Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out. That's interesting. Another Disney movie coming out is Lightyear. Now, I kind of raged a little bit about this in my last video, DVDs that need Blu-ray releases, and I brought up Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. And it's voiced by Tim Allen. Tim Allen. Focus. Focus on Tim Allen here. Tim Allen. That's the voice of Buzz Lightyear, okay? They didn't bring Tim Allen back to voice Buzz Lightyear. They have Chris Evans. Tim Allen is alive and well, and just recently voiced Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 4, which I thought was a massive letdown. I have all 3 Toy Story movies behind me there. I even got a license plate. See that license plate back there? Al's Toy Barn. I'm a Toy Story fan, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it. And the idea that you get Chris Evans, Captain America, to voice Buzz Lightyear. I'm sorry, I'm automatically checked out at this point because I don't know if there was some kind of political reason why you didn't bring Tim Allen back or not. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't, okay? He's so recognizable as that character, and Tim Allen can play serious roles. He's done it before. So there's really no reason to replace him. So it doesn't even matter what the trailer looks like or anything else. I'm kind of checked out because Tim Allen isn't voicing him. Maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but I'm really irked by that.
I want you to know this. I want you to carry this with you for the rest of your days. No one makes fun of Tim Allen on my watch.
So there's this movie called Distant coming out, and the only reason I'm really interested in this is because I'm a sci-fi fan. I like the description that's had here. There's really nothing out here, no artwork or anything else. But here's the description, and you let me know if you find this interesting or not. The spaceship of an asteroid miner, this guy named Andy, gets struck by an asteroid, sending him to an alien planet where he contends with his AI survival suit. So he's fighting his own AI survival suit. Losing oxygen, he connects with fellow crew member Naomi via radio, who's trapped inside her escape pod. So it seems like it could be a fun little sci-fi movie. It's done by Amblin Universal Pictures, so at least it's not a Disney movie. That's good. Naomi Scott's in this, who played the Pink Ranger, and Jasmine, if you watch the Aladdin live action, and Zachary Quinto's in this. You'll know as Sylar from Heroes or from J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies. I'm just interested based on the premise, to be honest. Anytime there's a sci-fi movie that comes out that's original and not really based on anything, I feel like I need to support it. So I'm kind of looking forward to this, even just based on that minimal amount of information. How about that Mario movie? Yeah, the one that took the internet by storm because Mario's going to be voiced by Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt. You know, Chris Pratt is the best Chris. He's first best Chris, okay? Second best Chris Hemsworth. Third best Chris Evans. Fourth best Chris Pine. Calling it now. That's my opinion, okay? Chris Pratt is funny. He has a lot of charisma. All those movies, he's a funny guy, and I think him voicing Mario is weird too. Even as a Chris Pratt fan, I think it's weird he's voicing Mario. I have no idea how that's going to work out, but it's a video game movie, so it's probably not going to be very good. I'm sorry, it's a video game movie. The track record's not there. There's a movie called Babylon coming out. This is a period movie, and it's directed by Damien Chazelle. If you don't know who Damien Chazelle is, he directed Whiplash, which is a great movie. J.K. Simmons is amazing in this. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. But he also did a movie called First Man. First Man was about Neil Armstrong. I love space stuff. I have space documentaries. I got stuff on the Apollo missions. I love that kind of stuff. But I did not like The First Man. I thought that was not a good movie. I went to the theaters and saw it. I did a review. It's up on his channel. Hardly anybody watched it because I don't think anybody watched the movie First Man. I didn't like it. So he's done a movie I like and a movie that I don't like. But this is a period movie, and it's got Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Tobey Maguire in it. So I'm interested based on that. And it's just a period movie set in Hollywood. The last one that came out was Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was my favorite movie of 2019. I don't think this will be anywhere near as good as that, but I like period movies, and it's got a good cast, so hopefully Damien Chazelle can deliver better than he did on First Man. We've got Top Gun Maverick coming out, allegedly. This thing was supposed to release in 2020, and it was delayed, and then it was supposed to come out in 2021, and it was delayed, and now it's supposed to come out in 2022. The movie's been shot for a long time. It's been ready to release for a long time. I know that the studio is really just trying to wait till people are back in a theater. Again, if Spider-Man can deliver the amount of money that it did and didn't even have a release in China, there's really no excuse. Just start putting movies in theaters. People will go if it's worth seeing. So just release it already. Just release Top Gun Maverick. The only reason why I'm not going to recommend Top Gun is because it's a Navy movie. And I was in the Air Force. We don't like those Navy guys around here. Everybody thinks Top Gun is an Air Force movie. Most people I talk to think Top Gun is an Air Force. It's a Navy movie, okay? Either way, I'm pretty sure I can tell exactly how this movie is gonna go, but I don't really care. I'll probably still check it out. Just don't think I'll go to the theaters and see it. It's supposed to release in May. We'll see what happens. Creed 3. Creed 3 is coming out, and you know what? I can't find my copy of the first movie, but here's my copy of the second movie. And I like the second one, not quite as much as the first, but pretty close. You had Dolph Lundgren and his son come back, and I thought this was a pretty good movie. I think the Creed movies are just as good as the Rocky movies, and in some aspects better than the Rocky movies, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to Creed 3. Michael B. Jordan is directing this as well as, playing Creed, but so I don't know really how that's going to play out. We'll have to wait and see. But I do have a review for this up on the channel. Adam Project. Yes, this is going to get a Netflix release, so it might not be that good. I don't know. Netflix has had a couple good movies here or there. They've had better hits with a lot of their TV shows, but regardless, the fact that it's coming directly to streaming service does kind of lower my expectations. But the reason I have this on this list is because I think the premise sounds interesting. Let me just read it for you. A man travels back in time to get help from his younger self to confront their late father. So it's a time-traveling science fiction story where a man has to team up with his younger self to accomplish something. That seems pretty interesting, and it stars Ryan Reynolds and Jennifer Gardner, Zoe Saldana. So I think it could be pretty good. It's got a good cast. I like science fiction movies. It's directed by Sean Levi. I call him Sean Levy. I don't know if that's how you say his actual last name or not, but regardless, he's done a lot of movies I really like. He did the Night at the Museum movies. I'm kind of looking forward to it just based on the premise. Again, there's not much out there to go on. All right, now we're going to move into some Marvel movies, and the first one is Thor: Love and Thunder. It's, again, directed by Taika Waititi, so if you liked Thor Ragnarok, you'll probably like this one. I thought Thor Ragnarok was not bad. I thought it was better than Dark World, and I don't think it was a bad movie. I just thought it was too much like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was kind of too goofy. The first Thor, you had this kind of Shakespearean feel with some humor, like fish out of water story, and then Dark World really wasn't that good, in my opinion. But Thor Ragnarok, I just thought went too much like Guardians of the Galaxy and just kind of went into the goofy MCU style that's just overplayed to me at this point. And they ruined the Planet Hulk story. So without whinging too much about the last Thor movie, also Thor Love and Thunder brings back Natalie Portman, and I guess she's going to be the female Thor like in the comics. That comic run was mildly interesting. I hate passing down mantles and stuff in these superhero films, and that seems to be or superhero comics and anything in superhero related. The last decade has all been about passing down mantles to other people, like the new Thor, the new Captain America, the new Iron Man, the new Hulk, the new Hawkeye, the new X, Y, and Z, and I don't like that. It works with certain characters like the Flash, and you can do it with certain characters here or there, but I don't like it. And so I don't know if this movie is going to be any good. I think it'll probably be a fun time, but I just don't think it'll be. I think it'll be kind of disposable personally, but I don't know. We'll wait and see, I guess. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This would have been in my top 10 anticipated list, but rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, who was Black Panther and was a great Black Panther, and I would have loved to have seen him come back in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but since he's not going to be in the movie, I'm not really interested in seeing this. I don't really care. Again, I don't like passing down mantles to new characters, which is probably what they're going to do here. And they took out Killmonger, who was a very interesting villain in the first Black Panther movie, and unless he's going to come back in some capacity. I don't know, but Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger was a good MCU villain, and it would have been nice if he was still around. You probably could have played around a little bit more with that in the sequel and made me more interested. But I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care about this because rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. That's what I'm going to say, man. You were Black Panther. Morbius is coming out. Who cares? I mean, who really cares about Morbius? This is Morbius. I don't even know where to start with this. I'm just going to say Morbius. Who cares? That's all I'm going to say. The only thing I'm interested in seeing in this is Michael Keaton apparently comes back at some point because he's in the trailer. Michael Keaton is the Vulture. But outside of that, I really don't care about this. I can't believe this was something Sony's deciding to do. You know, there's other interesting Spider-Man villains you can make solo movies of. Far more interesting than Morbius. You know, if you're going to do a Morbius movie, there better be Blade. Blade better be in the movie, and he better be prominent in the movie. But other than that, I'm sorry, I don't really care about this. Black Adam. I like Shazam. Shazam was a pretty fun DC movie. I don't think DC's headed in the right direction with most of their movies. Black Adam. The Rock, I think, is a perfect Black Adam. I was excited when he was announced, but the fact that Shazam's not in the movie and it's just about Black Adam, again, I don't know how interesting that's going to be. This could be a pretty good movie. I don't know. There's no trailer or anything out at this point other than the fact that he's going to be Black Adam. The Flash. Now, there's no secret that I don't like Ezra Miller as Flash. I think he's a terrible Flash. I collect comic books. Geek is right in my title, okay? I own thousands of comic books. I've read Flashpoint. I like the Flash. Flash Rebirth was a great run if you want a good Flash run. I love Flash, Wally West Flash from the Justice League animated cartoon. Ezra Miller could maybe be a Bart Allen. He may be able to pull off playing like Bart Allen Flash, but he is not Barry Allen, and he's not a Wally West. He's neither one of those things. Certainly not a Barry Allen. He's just not good for the role. And because of that, solely because of that, I don't really care about this. I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman return, but I'd rather see Michael Keaton return in a Batman Beyond movie. Okay, I'm working on a video where I did a fan cast where Michael Keaton comes back in a Batman Beyond movie. That would be far more interesting way to bring Michael Keaton back. I think they're going to turn this Flash movie into this and the Doctor Strange, and they're going to do the whole multiverse thing. It's going to be overplayed, and it's not going to be able to carry the movie because Ezra Miller is the one that the movie rests on, and he can be passable and bit as a side character like in the Justice League, but carrying a movie I don't think he can do it. So now we're in my top 10, and as you can see, my first pick is The Batman. It just barely made my top 10. There are some reasons why I'm interested in this. There's also reasons why this is not further on the list as far as what I'm anticipating. First up, the director is Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves directed the second and the third of the Planet of the Apes movies, the rebooted ones, and I liked both of those. In particular, the second one. So I was interested to see what he would do with Batman. I think Robert Pattinson would probably be a fine Batman. I think he's done enough movies to where it's fair not to call him a Twilight guy anymore. I think Zoe Kravitz will be interesting as Catwoman, and Paul Dano's a good actor. I think he's going to play the Riddler or some version of the Riddler. This is like a serious Batman. We've already had a serious Batman movie. The style of the trailer, while it's kind of interesting, and I like Matt Reeves, and I'm kind of interested to see what this version of Batman is. I was getting used to the Ben Affleck Batman. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League, even though I didn't like Batman v Superman. And I think it would have been, I'm sad that we're not going to get that Ben Affleck Batman movie. And I guess I'm just not as interested in seeing another take on Batman. I'm just not, at least I'm not interested enough to move it further in my anticipated list. I'm certainly going to check it out, but the other drawback to this, and the reason why it's not further on the list, is this movie is almost 3 hours long. You don't need 3 hours to tell a Batman story. Come on. Like, come on, streamline the movie. The only reason Zack Snyder's Justice League worked out at 4 hours was because it was released on a streaming service. I could watch it at home. I liked it because I could watch it at home. If I had to go to the theaters and see Zack Snyder's Justice League, my opinion on the movie would probably be very different. Because I don't want to sit in the theater for 4 hours. I don't want to sit in the theater for 3 hours either. So we'll see. We'll see how the Batman turns out. So yes, there's an Elvis biopic on my list. There's a biopic of Elvis coming out, and I don't remember what the actor's name, but he played in the Shannara Chronicles, which was an MTV. The first season I think was an MTV series, and then became another series. But and Tom Hanks is going to be in it as well. So I mean, I kind of like biopics. You know, a lot of them I really enjoy, even ones that aren't even objectively that good. I kind of enjoy watching them. But there are several biopics that I revisit a lot, like Straight Outta Compton is a really good biopic that I watch a lot. And I'm very interested to see an Elvis biopic, see how it turns out. And interest is how you gauge your anticipation. Then Elvis it's going to be on my top 10, okay? It just is. Death on the Nile. Yes, this is on my top 10 list. I like murder mystery type of stuff. And I liked the first one, Murder on the Orient Express. This is directed by Kenneth Branagh, who I just like his style. Like, I love the cinematography in this. Some of the shots were just very interesting. The mystery kind of kept you engaged as to what was happening. And I'm very interested to see what they do with the sequel, Death on the Nile. Nothing more to say than that. The Northman. I'm only interested in this because the trailer looks good. I'm not gonna lie. The director is also directed The Lighthouse, so he kind of does the the art house films, kind of like art house style films, and you kind of get that a little bit from the trailer. But it also seems kind of like just a barbarian, like Conan the Barbarian. Wow, how much of these cores did I have? Conan the Barbarian style, just fun movie. I mean, it just looks like that from the trailer. But it also has a little bit of the art house feel that kind of elevates it. So I'm interested in seeing The Northman just based on that. Mission Impossible 7. I am someone who didn't like the Mission Impossible movies. I didn't like the first three, particularly because I grew up on the show. There was a TV show before this, and the whole idea of the show was that you had a team of people with various skills that all had to work together to accomplish a mission because all their skill sets were different. And I didn't like the Mission Impossible movies because it was just all about Tom Cruise. Like, it really wasn't a Mission Impossible movie. However, the later movies, Ghost Protocol, is kind of what kicked me off, and I was like, Ghost Protocol is actually pretty good. And then you had Fallout, the more recent movie, and now I own all 6 of them in a collection. So the 7th one's coming out, and I'm just interested in it based on the fact that the last few Mission Impossible movies have been really good action movies. I do think that it would be much more fun if you actually had more of a team working together to do something. It is kind of just a action vehicle for Tom Cruise, but it's they're really good action movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the 7th one. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdoms was supposed to come out in December. Who knows if that's going to happen or not. A lot of these movies probably won't come out. I just feel like they're going to keep pushing them. But this is, of course, based on what's as of January 2022. These are things that are supposed to come out. Aquaman: Lost Kingdom. I liked the first Aquaman. The first Aquaman was a major surprise. I did a review on it. I think that was one of my first reviews that got over 500 views. So that was nice. I admitted that I was wrong, which probably is what made people click on it. That is kind of a funny review. But Aquaman was a surprising movie for me because I didn't like a lot of what DC was doing. But Aquaman was just kind of it was just a fun movie. And I liked it a lot. And I'm interested to see what they do with the second one. Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I had mixed interest in this. One of the main reasons why I'm interested in this is it's directed by Sam Raimi. So I feel like he does have a very specific style. The only reason why there's a couple reasons why I'm not as interested in this as I should be. The pros, Sam Raimi's directing it. And coming off of Spider-Man, my interest in it is higher than it was before. So those are some of the pros. The negatives. I didn't like Benedict Cumberbatch's version of Doctor Strange that we saw in Spider-Man. The MCU, I think, is on a downward trend, and MCU doesn't really let their directors bring a lot of their style to movies. So I feel like this is just going to be an MCU movie more than it is going to be a Sam Raimi Doctor Strange movie, if that makes sense. So I'm hesitantly anticipating this, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I have the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse here, and this was a big surprise. I really liked it. The animation was good. The story was good. It took a little while to get used to the frame rate. I actually wish that they would get rid of that slower frame rate and just make it a little bit more smooth. I get that's part of the style, but at the same time, it takes a while to get used to when you're watching a movie. But regardless of that, I am interested to see what they do. Although I don't really see them doing anything that's better than what I saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. I really enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home. And that does take a little bit away from the Spider-Man multiverse thing once you've seen it done so well in live action form. Animated form will give you a little bit more freedom to show some things, like Spider-Man 2099, which I was missing in that version. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. This is part 1, so they're apparently doing both together. So they're already anticipating a sequel. Good on them. Avatar 2, allegedly coming out in December. This thing is supposed to come out. They finished filming this thing years ago. I mean, Sam Worthington, he doesn't even act anymore, does he? Is he even in anything anymore? Anyway, I guess the popular thing is to hate on Avatar these days. I still like Avatar. Yes, the story is not very original, but neither is any of the other things coming out. Yes, this Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas and whatever. I don't really care. It still has a good atmosphere. It's still fun to watch. It's still a very good looking movie that holds up really well. And I recently watched it again on my large screen, 120-inch screen, and it's very immersive and enjoyable. The music's good, everything. I mean, yeah, the story and the characters it's carried by its effects and the feeling of the movie, if that makes sense. The atmosphere of the movie. And I think that's the only reason I'm interested in Avatar 2. Because I'm just interested to see what other things on Pandora they'll show. Yeah, number 1's Jurassic World Dominion. I wouldn't have called it either. Especially after I majorly did not like the previous movie. Fallen Kingdom was terrible. Look, it's not even open. It's got a promo sticker on it. See that promo sticker? See that? That's because I got it on Black Friday for like $5. The only reason I own it. Fallen Kingdom was terrible. Here's the thing, is the director, Colin Trevorrow, came out and said, well, he essentially kind of apologized for the movie in a certain kind of way. He apologized to fans who were not satisfied with the movie and said that the movie was just a setup to do what he wanted to do in the third movie. And I get that from a creative perspective, but you still delivered a terrible movie. But if you admit to your mistakes to the fans and you don't yell at the fans are more likely going to give you a second chance. The reason this is number 1 is because this is clearly the movie that he wanted to make. He wanted to get to this point. So now we're to this point. So I want to see what it was he was so anticipating doing. Like what it is he's going to do with the dinosaurs in our world. What is he going to do with it? I have no idea. Jeff Goldblum's coming back. Sam Neill's coming back. So that obviously adds to the excitement for it. And yeah, Jurassic World Dominion, my number 1 pick. So what are some movies you're anticipating? Are there some movies you're anticipating that I didn't even have on my list? Or are there things that you're anticipating on this list that you would put like at a higher one? Like what are your top 10 picks? Again, I putting these in order is fairly irrelevant. I mean, these weren't really in any kind of order. I did kind of pick my top 10 out of it just to pick a top 10. But, some of these I'm anticipating. Some of them I'm mildly interested in. And some of them, I don't know why I just don't think are going to be very good. Uncharted, you're a video game movie. But hey, you may prove me wrong. Who knows? But yeah, just share below what your thoughts are. I'm very interested to see what are things you guys are anticipating. I did a video talking about my theater experience, which was very mixed, to put it at best. And I kind of talked about the future of theaters, my previous experiences in theaters, a little short story about my experience in theaters, and I'll have the link to that at the end of this video if you want to check that out. But I just want to thank my subscribers, because you guys are awesome, and if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm G264, and I always tell you the truth.